The first hearing against the troubled Solar Titan company went before a federal judge in Greeneville today.
Earlier this month, the states of Tennessee and Kentucky were granted an order to temporarily freeze the assets of the Knoxville-based company, and a receiver was appointed to take over control.
WAT6 on your side, consumer investigator Don Dare started reporting consumer complaints last summer about the company. So, Don, what went on in court today?
Well, Don, attorneys for principal operators of Solar Titan USA, Michael Atnip, and his business partner, Craig Kelly, seen here in this video, they presented arguments objecting to the temporary takeover of the business and the appointment of a receiver. But the state claims these company executives and one other, Sarah Kirkland, used deceptive and unfair business practices in running the company. In testimony today, the attorney for defendant Michael Atnip claimed he's not been involved in the day-to-day activities of Solar Titan since the first year of business. Craig Kelly claimed he relied on attorneys to review all contracts signed by thousands of Solar Titan customers. And Kelly claims he was never an owner of Solar Titan. The attorney for Atnip said his involvement has been so limited that he was unaware of the company's financial difficulties until late June of 2022, when he started selling off his personal properties and invested $3 million in the company to save it. Attorneys for both Atnip and Kelly argued that freezing Solar Titan's assets is wrong, that it was a government overreach, and they asked the court to lift the temporary restraining order. Well, customer complaints against Solar Titan started piling up last year, and they number into the hundreds. We returned last week to see what improvements the Augustines have experienced since a Solar Titan technician returned in January. How long ago was your solar system installed?
June of 2021.
Penny and Fred Augustine are among many former Solar Titan customers who tell us they've had nothing but trouble ever since their system was installed. The sky was clear on the day we visited, yet the meter reading indicated their solar battery was only 33% charged.
Well, it's supposed to have worked, but we've never really seen any savings.
Trouble with their system started not long after the panels were installed nearly 20 months ago, and Solar Titan was slow in repairing issues. When you had problems, would they come out and fix it?
Not really. They never really responded to us. It wasn't until we made contact with you that they were able to come out.
In court documents filed against Solar Titan, the attorneys general of Tennessee and Kentucky obtained a protective order against the owner of Solar Titan. Among the allegations, unfair and deceptive practices, shoddy workmanship, misleading marketing, and sales pitches. What sort of savings were you promised by the salesman? How much were you going to save in your energy bill?
We would probably pay half of what we normally pay.
Has it been that way?
It's never been that way.
The Augustine said their salesman convinced them their system would be turnkey without any issues.
We had to have them out several times to complete the installation. And, you know, they sent out people that didn't even know what they were doing.
We spent $42,500 on a system that doesn't work, and we want something that works. So what do we do?
Well, after 3 hours of arguments wrapped up today, customers were not impressed by Solar Titan's position that was made in court.
We were misled when they came out to our house.
In what respect?
Well, the first thing that I found was interesting was we were told that they would buy back our electricity, that TVA would buy it back, and apparently they won't.
They installed it in September, and it has never been hooked up. And I could not get a hold of them and talk to anyone. And so I just told them to come and get it.
But company attorneys said since 90% of Solar Titan's customers never complained, they asked the judge to lift the restraining order today. A decision may come in a few days. Lori and Don?
All right, Don, thank you so much. I know you've been working hard on this, and we'll let you know what happens.
Yeah, what a case. Now, if you have a consumer question for Don, it can be about Solar Titan or anything else, send him an email, ddare@wate.com, or call his 6 on your side hotline number. You see it right there, 865-633-5974.